Hello everyone and welcome to this reading. Today is going to be a past life reading. I really enjoy doing this type of things. I find it really interesting what can come through. So yeah, I thought we would have a little fun and let's see what we get out of it. Okay, so for now we will have 3 groups as usual, and I just picked some random stones here. So for group number 1, we will have the black stone. For group number 2, we will have the yellow stone. And for group number 3, we will have the gray stone. Okay, so take your time, make your choice, pause the video if you feel like you need it, and choose your group, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, group number 1, you chose this black stone. Let's see. Let's get some info on your past life. Now, I need to mention that this is just a past life on Earth, and it's one of your probably many past lives, okay? So we're not gonna try and get into all of it. Just one past lifetime and one incarnation on Earth, okay? So you then don't feel disappointed. We have Judgment, the Star, King of Dragonflies or King of Cups, Strength. Wow, a lot of major arcana, very powerful energies here, and the Magician. Woo! Okay, so I see here that in that specific past life, okay, so one specific incarnation, you were, first of all, you were highly successful. You were very successful. You pretty much had everything you wanted. It's a matter of, on one side, manifesting things for yourself, and on the other side, working really hard to achieve those things that you really wanted. You were a very powerful person, most likely coming from a very wealthy family with a pretty strong background. You might have been involved in applying the law. So it might have been like a magistrate or a judge or even a king for some of you, because back in the older times, you know, kings had the power to do this, like make decisions on matters of law. You had a lot of power, okay? So you had high status. There's no doubt about it. Especially with the Strength card and the Star, you had a lot of status. There's so many major arcanas and so many powerful energies here that there's no denying that you are someone really, really spectacular, okay? Someone really unique. I'm getting some Leo energy. I'm getting some Aquarius energy, very strong masculine energy. So chances are that most of you were actually incarnated as a man in this existence. Okay, so I see here that you might have been a warrior, a fighter, okay? You might have made your way to the top or become famous, not necessarily make your way to the top, because you know, I feel like you are, like I said, you are already quite wealthy and well positioned within the society before that. But I do see that you made quite a strong reputation for yourself because of your fighting abilities, okay? So you might have been involved in some sort of wars. With those cups energy, I'm getting like even crusades, maybe Knight Templars, maybe some kings involved in that. Okay, so during that time, you might have lived during that time, you are a highly influential person. So you did fight for justice. You did believe in justice, and you did believe in defending the weak. So you had like a cause. This King of Dragonflies energy, which is basically the King of Cups in the classical tarot, tells me that you are not like this cold-blooded type of person. Okay, so you're not a cold-blooded type of warrior. You didn't go to war just for the sake of going to war. You actually had a mission here. It feels like you actually had a mission within these battles. Okay, you felt like you were fighting for a cause, and you felt like you were fighting for a noble cause. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so it might have been, like I said crusades, but for some of you, depending on which part of the world you lived, it might have been like a spiritual war. Okay, so it was like a spiritual religious type of war, maybe protecting people that were oppressed, supporting people, religions that were oppressed, you know, standing up for them. Something like that. And you had the power, and you had the influence, and you had the knowledge in the art of war in order to support this cause. Okay, so you had the possibility to do it, the strength and the status to be able to do it. Let me get some cards from this other tarot deck. So for you, it felt like this sacred mission, really. Okay. Again, the Knight of Cups. Not again, that was the King of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. King of Cups. Okay, so here we go again. So for you, this was a mission of Three of Swords. This was a cause that was really, really dear to your heart. Seven of Cups. And you felt like you had the opportunity to open the door to a new way of seeing things, okay? The purpose of this was for you to open like a bridge between these people you were trying to help and fighting for and the other side. So you might have been fighting for oppressed people, okay? So someone who was in a disadvantage, and you felt like protecting them. You felt the need to because you see, we get here judgment, and at the same time we get the scales there, like, okay, so the balance scales. So you felt like justice needed to be done, and that people should view other people in an equal manner. Okay, so it wasn't just about the war with you. With this King of Cups and this Knight of Cups, I feel like you could have you would have avoided that path if that was possible. But it felt like that was the only way to draw attention to this matter and open a channel of communication in order to do this. You did not like this path. Okay, with this Three of Swords, you did not like this path. You would have preferred a more diplomatic approach, but at that time, it felt like there was no other option. Okay, but this was, this was a dream of yours. Okay, so this was like in hopes of a better future. Okay, so opening the path to a better future. So you might have fought for your country. Some of you might have fought for like liberation from oppressors, for freedom. You might have fought for equal rights, equal religious rights. Okay, so there's a lot of religious symbols and aspects in this matter, and this was in protection of someone who had no means to protect themselves. Okay, so I couldn't tell you if you're on the wrong side or good. I feel like you were on the right side. Okay, I feel like you did what you thought was best, despite the fact that you really were not approving of this path of war. Okay, you prefer things to be on a more diplomatic level, but unfortunately sometimes that's the only way you get attention of other people. So this happened in most likely around ancient times, ancient Rome, things like that. Okay, so in ancient times, I'm not getting a whole lot of modern vibes. If this was a religious war or crusades, of course that was a bit later. But for most of you, it was in ancient times, and most of you were men. I do see that you were a very, very caring person. Okay, you might have done acts of charity. It does feel like you are the defender of the weak ones, okay? So you felt like this was like a higher mission. It might have been for religious reasons, or you might have just been a really, nice person. The War of the Roses. Are you kidding me? Paths unknown. The Queen of Scrolls. Birth. Balance. The Master Artisan. So I just feel, okay, you get the idea of the war. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. I do feel here that this situation that you've been fighting for in that past life, was the type of situation that went for a very long time. So there's a chance that it might have been some, I don't know, country that was newly formed after this intervention, this war. Okay, it might have been about finding identity. Okay, so it might have been about a society, a community who are struggling to find their identity and to fight for their freedom. Because with this past unknown, it's like you're fighting for something that was not done before this. Okay, so you're fighting for something new, for a new concept. For a new beginning with this birth card. Okay, so this is like re-establishing balance. Trying to, again, you had the Six of Pentacles and the need for balance. So this was the need for a new beginning. For some of you, most of you, it might have been the fact that after this happened, okay, and I do see here that in time it was successful, okay, and it was successful during your lifetime. So your campaigns were successful. That you might have had some involvement in the ruling of this new system. Okay, I do see here that you had the wisdom that was necessary. Okay, so it might have been about creating a new country or a new religion or a new community that needed new rules, new laws, new rulers. And while you might have not been necessarily the ruler of that specific community, you were one of the top advisors because you had the training, the experience for it, and you had the education for it. Okay, so you had like this really good intellectual insight on those matters. Okay, but this was about something new. This was like a revolutionary act in finding identity for like I said, a nation, a language, a religion, a community, like within another community, something unique. Okay, so you had a big part in this. I'll get some more cards of these, just out of curiosity. But there was this split, okay? There was this split, the Queen of Keys. In Crescent Moon. The Akashic Field. I do feel like this was your higher purpose at that time. The King of Forces. Okay, so this was a higher purpose for you. This was something that the Queen of Roses. This was something that needed to be done. That's why you incarnated on that life, because it's something that needed to be done. It was a higher mission for you, okay? It was a higher mission, guided from the other world, pretty much, okay? And it was, I see here with this on track card and the King of Forces, and I see here that it was meant to help with your spiritual evolution. There is a high chance that these sort of experiences happen to you, or you incarnated in this sort of life experiences in order to gain knowledge and in order to gain experience for whatever mission awaits you further. With this Akashic Field, I feel like your mission is not over yet. Okay, so the knowledge that you've gained during that past experience is following you in this experience. So you might have leadership abilities, okay? You might have this very strong sense of justice still. You might be this very impartial type of person, okay? So you know what's right, you know what's wrong, and you do justice and you try to do good to others and to be fair to others. And there's this also this peaceful approach to you. Okay, so if you have to choose between the path of war and the path of diplomacy, okay, just sitting down and talking and discussing and compromising, you would choose diplomacy. Okay, so there's this I feel like there's this inner balance that you've gained because of that past experience that has followed you even to this lifetime, in order for you to accomplish your higher mission. Your higher mission is not accomplished yet. Okay, so you still have to go. There's going to be more incarnations similar to that one and similar to this one. Okay, because there's still work that needs to be done. What that work is, you can, look up for readings on your life path, for example. But there's still work to be done. Okay, so this work of yours is not done. It probably didn't start with that incarnation. It started sometimes, earlier, but that path was probably not as important, not as spectacular, but it's still going on to this day, and you are still learning from it. Like you are in the process of creation. You are in the process of creation. You probably are some sort of a light worker with a pretty important mission, okay? Really important mission ahead of you. Your higher self knows better, but and you might find out your mission as well at some point. But yeah, this is far from being over, okay? So you are still learning and gaining experience on that, especially on leadership abilities, especially on being compassionate, the ability to remain compassionate, the ability to stay diplomatic in these type of situations, in fighting for freedom, in a sense. Okay, so group number 1, this was your reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, group number 2. You chose the yellow stone. This will be your reading. Let's see what we have for you. The Hanged Man. 5 of Dragonflies or 5 of Cups. Queen of Cups. 5 of Moths or 5 of Wands, and Death. So I do see here from these very first cards that you are quite a stubborn person. Okay, you like to hold on to your beliefs. You like to hold on to certain systems that you believe they were working, they were good as they are, a bit conservative in that thinking of yours. Very much opposed to transformation, very much opposed to change. So you are pretty conservative in that sense. Now this conservative attitude could refer to a lot of things. Let's see, let's get some details on here. I do see here that you are holding on to, or maybe you are the keeper or some old beliefs. Okay, that could be a possibility, that maybe you are a keeper of some old beliefs. And you are trying to preserve that. Okay, you are trying to preserve history. You might have been someone from a very religious community. You might have been the elder of a village, the elder of a town. You might have, I see here a lot of greenery, and I see here a lot of symbols. You might have been like a high priestess somewhere. Okay, so this was like around like pagan times, right? And you had knowledge about nature, you had knowledge about astrology, you had a lot of knowledge about a lot of spiritual stuff. Okay, so you're like a spiritual leader in a way, a spiritual figure. And you are holding on to these traditions. You fought to preserve these traditions. It might have been, it was definitely, I'm getting very, very strong pagan energy, okay? So you must have been like a pagan type of priestess. And like I said, I'm getting also very strong feminine energy. Some sort of a druid, some sort of a shaman, stuff like that, okay? Let's get some other cards. But yeah, you are, yeah. You are the keeper of these traditions. You are the keeper of sacred knowledge. Okay, this is what I'm getting, and you were defending this. You are very discreet with this information, and you believe this was something really important. Okay, the knowledge was really important, not to be lost. I feel like it was like I feel like it represented the identity of some people, okay, of a nation or of a culture. Okay, so you are the keeper of not only their spiritual beliefs, because their spiritual beliefs back in those days, their spiritual beliefs were part of their identity. I'm also hearing Stonehenge, so you might have been related to that as well. See, like this almost looks like a stone. Queen of Cups. So yeah, feminine energy, this is clear confirmation. The High Priest, keeper of traditions. There's, yeah. Four of Wands, and these traditions, okay, these traditions and this information was keeping a society together. Queen of Swords. Page of Cups reversed. Two of Swords. Okay, so like I said before, I wish I would get new cards, but anyways, because this is basically just a confirmation of that. Okay, but yes, you are in this. So I'm getting really strong with these queens. Yeah, I'm getting really strong feminine energy. So you are definitely someone who was holding a community together. That's the idea with this Four of Wands. Something that was holding the community together. I feel that those ancient traditions that you were preserving and you were defending were the base, were the foundation for a community. So most definitely pagan times, okay? So that was a very long time ago. It involved working with herbs. It involved working with, elementals, with the spirits in nature, from nature, with astrology and all of that good stuff, okay? I do see here that you were also most likely responsible for doing justice, okay? You're a very wise person. You're a very wise woman. Not necessarily older, but really wise. So you're not chosen to be the keeper because of your age, okay? You were chosen because you had a gift. You were chosen because of your gift, because your intelligence was above that of people in that time. You had the ability to learn a lot faster, to understand things a lot faster, and to communicate. You see that soul going up, and to communicate with the gods, communicate with the skies, okay? So you had this gift of yours that allowed you to be in this position, which is a position of high honor, okay? Also, there was this I'm sorry. There was this need for secrecy when it came to it, okay? So your knowledge was kept secret. And only the ones that were worthy could gain access to this sort of knowledge, okay? Only apprentices. Other than that, this information was very well guarded. This was part of your mission, okay? Hiding all this knowledge from, let's say, invaders or foreigners, and hiding it from people who did not have the powers, did not have the self-control to actually manipulate these sort of energies and information, okay? So you are the keeper, you are the protector, you are, I would even say like a peacemaker, okay? So someone who showed the truth, revealed the truth in a way, okay? You might have been an oracle as well, okay, with this revealing of the truth. Whatever it was, you had a very significant role within your community, incredibly important role. The scribe, highly educated, highly intelligent person, not necessarily educated in the school. educated in the knowledge, the Akashic library, keeper of the old secrets. I mean, seriously, everything is tying up together so well. The architect. Okay, so for some of you, it could be even be the War of the Roses. The Ark of the Covenant. The Buddha prepares. So your mission involved, among other things, spreading the light, okay? Spreading light, spreading wisdom within your community. You are a very highly enlightened person, okay? Very enlightened. You had access to all sorts of information, okay? So you had access to information of the elders, to information that was kept in, like, I would say, Akashic library, you know, was passed on from generation to another, from one generation to another generation, okay? So this is like really, really old wisdom that you were a keeper of, and you might have even written this down for some of you, not necessarily all of you, but there's this community aspect to it as well, okay? So there's this enlightened person who is like leading a community. This is a very, very strong energy here, and I feel like this role of yours and these traditions and beliefs that you are keeping were, in a sense, defending, okay, were essential in this community to defend themselves from intruders, from foreigners, and keeping their identity, okay? So I do feel like it sort of feels a bit related to the first group. I don't know why. Very interesting. I also see here the architect, and you get symbols from ancient Egypt, but I don't feel like you are in this new kingdom of Egypt. So if that happened in ancient Egypt, it was like in times where even before ancient Egypt was like a huge empire, okay? So you might have lived around there as well. For others, we might have been like Celts or whatever. But it was most definitely before those modern times, like what we would consider what they would have considered modern times. Okay, so before ancient Egypt became an actual empire, or in the early days of that. The master artisan, Atsum. You are most definitely an oracle. You are able to communicate the King of Scrolls. Again, ancient wisdom. Karmic trench. Again, I mean, seriously. Uriel and the Sphinx. Again, connection with ancient Egypt. And up in the air. So do you see here the connection with the other realm, okay, and the other worlds? And with the divine, you did have a connection with the divine and the karmic trench, okay? So that really did happen. You were a powerful spiritual leader, extremely powerful, extremely wise, okay? And also I would say that you were very good with not just knowledge, because you were actually putting that knowledge into practice. Okay, that would be the idea. Okay, so you knew how to make potions, you knew what herbs serve for what, when is best to do magic rituals, for example, like what time of the year, depending on how planets are aligned, or the position of the moon, or all that sort of details. But there is a high connection with the divine here, okay? So you were seen as an oracle. You were communicating to the gods. That's what, that's how you were seen. So you were seen as a messenger of the gods. And you were highly respected because of that, okay? So you held a really important position within your society because of that. Because you were able to offer a lot of answers, and you were able to actually help people through that knowledge. And you might have had channeling sessions, a lot of channeling sessions, oracle abilities, okay? You might have been able to foresee the future, okay? With access to karmic, Akashic library, you might have been able to foresee the future and see what's going to happen next, because you sort of getting like a higher perspective on things, okay? A perspective that most people did not get to see, but you could see it because of your insight in the other realm, okay? So I guess this was it. A truly remarkable person, group number 2. Very fascinating. Okay, so this was it. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, group number 3. For those of you who chose this gray stone, this will be your reading. And I actually have to redo the entire reading for you, group number 3, because the first one wasn't bad, but it was different in the first two. It was a bit more vague. I kept tapping in the energies, not so much the actual past experience, so past life experience. So I just didn't feel like it was fair to you, that I didn't give you a proper past reading. Okay, so past life reading, sorry. Okay, so let's see what cards we have for you. Ace of Wands, Six of Cups, King of Wands, the Magician, Death. Okay, so the main vibe I'm getting from you, group number 3, in this past experience of yours, past life experience of yours, is that for most of you, you're most likely men, okay? So the gender is masculine. There is this incredibly fiery energy to you, okay? So this was a life lived at its fullest. Ever since you were young, ever since you were a child, you enjoyed every moment of your life. You went through various cycles of transformation. You are not afraid to start over. You might have been a traveler, or simply you might have gone through various cycles of evolution. Okay, so growing up. But there's because yeah, I do see here like this energy of following your goals. I do have the feeling that you are not afraid to go for what you wanted, for what you desired. You were not afraid to manifest the life that you wanted. That you are not afraid to make sacrifices in order to achieve what you want. There's this whole spirit of, I don't know, collaboration, not necessarily collaboration, like this energy of staying in touch with people, interacting with people. There's a lot of movement, like a lot of fiery energy when it came to your personality. You are the type of person who, if they were told that you couldn't do something or something was impossible, you would still go out there and try to get it, okay, and prove everyone wrong. And I see here with the Ace of Wands that and the Magician card that most of the times you are successful, okay? So you are this very determined type of person who was not afraid to start again, start over, take chances, take risks, or in a certain sense, okay, and manifest the life that they wanted. You might have been a business owner, you might have had your own business, okay. So someone who enjoyed having their own business, someone who enjoyed working for their goals and for their benefit, not someone who would be like under someone's control or supervision, okay? You enjoyed having full control of your life and your financial situation, your life in general, your existence in general, okay? You enjoyed having full control. You did not take well to authority. Okay, so let's get some other cards. Basically, you didn't like being told what to do. The Moon. Page of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Death again. The World. Eight of Pentacles. So I do see here again various cycles of transformations, okay? Transformation. Starting over and over and over for as many times as was necessary. I do see here that you are working with people. Whatever your job was, it involved interacting with people, being a part of the community, or your family and your community might have been really important in your culture, for example. Some of you might have lived in ancient Rome, others might have lived in the Middle East, okay? So sometime in the ancient times. I do see here that you are a very hard worker, okay? Whatever you put your mind to it, you worked very hard towards your goals. And you saw the world as your oyster, okay? So you felt like nothing can stop you, nothing can stand in your way, you can achieve anything you want. Also with the World card, it could involve a lot of traveling, okay? So you might have been a traveler, you might have interacted with a lot of people in commerce activities, you might have promoted your business, or you might have done trading, so to speak, and back then that's how it was done. So most of the times you were on the road traveling. I do see here that you were a very good communicator, okay? So you knew how to interact with people, you knew how to communicate with people, you knew how to convince people, you know how to bargain with people maybe. So you were very good with your work and you were very good with your money, but at the same time you were this very mysterious type of person. You kept a lot of things to yourself, you kept a lot of things hidden. You're a very discreet type of person who would not share a whole lot of things. Like you would not engage in gossip. Any information or any clues you might find out, you would keep it to yourself and use it to your own benefit. This is what I'm getting. So people trusted you from that point of view, okay? They trusted your discretion. Although you are a very chatty type of person, okay? I do see here that with this Page of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, it might have been part of your culture, okay? Like interacting with your community and your family, like having big families and stuff. But at the same time, you wouldn't spill secrets that shouldn't be spilled to other people, okay? Or the wrong people. You were very discreet from that point of view. Let's see what else. The King of Roses, community, the Willow, the Akashic Library, clearing the way, War of the Roses, the War of the Roses. So again, there's this emphasis on the community spirit, okay, community oriented, focus on your family life, okay? So you might have been a parent, you might have, maybe you didn't get a whole lot of time to spend with your family because of your travels, but I do see that you did care deeply for your family. There could have even been children involved, okay, but you cared deeply for them and you made sure that they had everything they wanted and everything they needed. I do see here that you enjoy spending time in community, you enjoy spending time with friends, you were part of a very tight community, probably a bigger family, a bigger type of family. It was like a celebration when you met with all of them. So this was like a very joyful event. You enjoyed spending time like that in the community. I also see that you are a very intelligent, very wise, very educated type of person, not necessarily educated in a school, but you had this sense of learning new things in a really easy way, accumulating information pretty fast. and making use of that information, okay? And you're this very balanced type of person, okay? So you're a very chill type of person, always, you know, with a joke on their lips, and not offensive jokes, okay? So you're a very pleasant type of personality, okay? You brought good joy, like see how this willow is shining there. You brought a lot of good joy, a lot of joy to people, a lot of good energy to people. You are really a pleasant company for most people. Again, this clearing the way determination of yours, okay? Like nothing could stand in your way. Okay, you had no boundaries, nothing could stop you. you saw no limits to what you can achieve. Okay, you believe that you believe that you could do anything. Okay, you had this like willpower to you, really strong. This brought a lot of enemies. Okay, so a lot of people were jealous of your success. They might have been jealous of your family. They might have been jealous of you being such a pleasant person, and you were liked by everyone. So there were a lot of people who, like behind your back, would try to gossip and say nasty things about you, and accuse you of things that you haven't done and stuff like that. But I do see here with this Akashic Library that you are above all those things, okay, all that attitude, all that negative energy. You are above all of it because you realize that's not what is important, and you are focusing on, you know, your experience, your life, not on their petty jealousy or dark energies, negative energies. Okay, intricacies and industry. Commitment. Loving elementals. Archangel Raphael. The Muse. And reflection. So I do see that there's this almost like a split personality within you when it comes to, like, you see this person who's very oriented and very detail oriented when it came to business and it came to their craft, okay? So you could have been a tradesman and, you know, like working in commerce, I always said that. But you were very careful with this, like you were very careful with money, like with finances. You're not cheap, but you could account for every single dime that you had, okay? So you are very careful with that. You were not an excessive spender. You didn't like to waste. You knew how to invest if investments were needed. But at the same time, you had this beautiful creative energy to you. I do see here that there was this somewhat of a spiritual component in your life. You know, this complete trust in the divine. Okay, so you might have been pretty religious. Okay, you might have believed in that you are divinely guided, that the God you were praying to was helping you, that, you know, prophets or your guardian angels, whatever, they were helping you. They were always next to your side. And there was this, I don't know, this beautiful sensation, this inspiration coming from that aspect. Some of you, unfortunately, might have had some health issues, okay? So you might have dealt with some health issues. You might have had some problems with your spine. You might have suffered from a little bit of obesity, like a little bit of a tummy going on because of your, you know, good lifestyle. So you had some health problems because you might have been overweight, because you worked too hard, you know, you spent too much time on your feet, because you traveled a lot and it wasn't really good for you, especially at an older age. Let's see what else. Okay, some of you might have had some heart issues, okay, like a really sensitive heart. Others might have had like a leg injury. You might have had an injury on your leg, and it just wouldn't heal. Like I see here, almost that's his trouser, but it looks like an open wound, in a sense. Okay, some of you might have suffered from arthritis. Really painful joints. I don't know how to pronounce properly. Okay, so there are a lot of health issues that might have troubled you, especially towards the end of your life. So you basically, it's as if you had this life full of abundance, where you were offered everything that you wanted and everything that you needed, just to make you realize what are the true priorities in life. I feel like this was the major lesson in your life. Like, you realize that in the end, it's your family, it's the loved ones, it's your community you live in, it's the positive energy that you gain from that. Not necessarily from financial benefits. It was more about, even with the travels, it was more about the experience that you gained, the life lessons that you learned, the people that you met. Okay, so it was all about the experience. This entire incarnation was all about the experience, and it was a beautiful life, really beautiful and really inspiring and really abundant for you and for your loved ones, okay, for those who are close to you. Okay, so group number 3, this was your reading. I hope it was helpful, I hope it resonated, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.